Hey internet, and K-pop is coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. Now, today's the first day of fall here in California. I haven't done a video or written anything lately, mostly because I've just been busy with the work and trying to get back to school so I can get my teaching credentials so I can start teaching in public schools. But I decided to do this short video about something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So one of the things that I realized while shopping in secondhand stores is that sometimes you'll come across to some Korean stuff. Actually, I think it's mostly more common in Southern California. So I said, hey, so I decided to make this a small video to show what I picked up just by visiting local Goodwill stores here in Southern California. I think it's more common if there's a Korean population near you. And I live near Azusa Pacific University, which a lot of international students are actually from South Korea. I'm here, I'm gonna guess some of them donate their stuff they either bring from South Korea or their parents send them. So I said let's look at them. So let's look at some of the stuff that I was able to pick up. Okay. So the first thing is not from South Korea, but it was something that just piqued my interest just because it has something to do with Korea. You can probably see a little bit from the video, but it's this. It's the Selectsoft Language Systems How to Speak Korean. Speak and Learn. Now, I opted to buy this mostly because it was rather cheap. So you can see here, it only cost me $2 to actually buy it. So I was looking it just piqued my curiosity to see, okay, maybe this thing might be handy, might be not. So I already took some Korean language classes at LACC. So I just was more curious to see if this will work. Now, I haven't completely looked at it yet. Mostly I just actually bought this today. But according to this, today is actually the September 22nd. This apparently made its way to the Goodwill near me at the 16th of this month. So it hasn't been there that long. Now, I decided to see if I can find some reviews about this disc, and I was only able to find one. And according to the review, it's only good if you're trying to learn basic phrases like hello, goodbye, how are you, and all that stuff. Which I mean, if you're just trying to like barely dipping your into the Korean language, it seems pretty good. But if you're trying to get for more advanced stuff, it's probably not going to be very good. Honestly, even by looking at the packaging and everything around it, looking at the back, inside there's no instructions whatsoever. It's just a piece of paper, the disc itself, and nothing much. It just says how to install it. It says by Windows XP. So this is pretty much a very old disc. So it's only going to help you very small. Not small. Help you very little. Even by looking at the back, all the pictures here doesn't really talk about anything with Korean. So it's the company Selectsoft does make a lot of discs like this, but according to the back, it's just using very generic pictures. It doesn't say anything about Korean, how to learn it. The other thing that it says you can learn while speaking your own native language. So I guess it's good. Like I said, the review that I saw only gave it like a 2.5 out of 5. So I mean, it's so-so. It doesn't really help that much, but it's going to help you just do the very basics. So it doesn't seem that bad. I'll try it out maybe one day and see how it turns out. To see if there's any use to this. If not, then oh well, it was only $2, so not that bad. Okay. Second thing I was able to pick up is this actually. It's Klon's debut album, Are You Ready? Now, this actually, when I found this is actually, I was actually laughing about it because I didn't expect to run into anything that's K-pop. The disc is all clean and everything, so it wasn't really used that often. Small history lesson. If you're not familiar with Klon was a group that debuted back in like the early 90s actually, but they didn't become famous until 1996 when they debuted with this album, Are You Ready? Now, it only has 8 songs, mostly because during this time it was when pop was barely making its way into South Korea with the influence of Western music. I listened to the album already. It's a pretty good album if you like 90s dance music. So if you're into Turbo, if you're into HOT, Tajin and the Boys, then you'll pretty much like this actually. I hope most of you guys remember DJ Koo, who's called Jung Yup. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He was actually in a lot of variety shows back in the early 2000s. Most notably was Love Letter. But he's also an interesting fact. He actually showed up for, I think it was the second KCON, where he performed like a remix version of FX's Electric Shock. And he just showed up here around very often. I think it was a couple months ago where Kwan actually showed up in California. I forgot a casino where they performed. So that was also very interesting. So yeah, so I picked this up, and I mean, the disc itself was in good condition. Here, of course, all the composers, arrangers, programmers, rappers, and it has their name, Kom Yoon Rae, Kom Jun Yup. Has the lyrics to the songs, who arranged it, some pictures of them in their youth. So, not that bad. Put back in there. Come on. There you go. Yeah, so according to when I bought this actually a couple weeks ago, and actually according to the sticker that Google uses, this actually made its way back in April. So I bought this maybe 3 weeks ago, so it was there for quite a while. So bought it for $3, not that bad actually. So yeah, so it was a pretty neat thing to buy. No, okay. The third thing that I was able to find about a month ago when I was traveling through Gorillas was this. It's a K-drama known Stairway to Heaven. Now, if you're not familiar with Stairway to Heaven, don't feel bad. It's a very old drama. It was made back in, let's see, now I have my computer here. I was just looking at it too. It was made all the way back in 2003 all the way to 2004 when it originally aired. So I'll just give you a brief synopsis of Stairway to Heaven. It's, what's it about again? It's about, because of two main characters in them. I kind of forget their name. Jung-soo and Song-ju, if I remember correctly. It's about the lady here loses memory. Jung-soo loses memory, and eventually she has to find her way. She has to, loses memory and loses memory of the guy she loved, and then pretty much how they're gonna. Pretty much the main story is just how it revolves them trying to find their love once more. Him trying to remind her. I think there's a lot of American movies that hit that kind of theme where one of the main characters loses memory, and then the other main character tries to get them to remember all the happy times they had. So anyways, so yeah, but as you can see, it's written actually in Chinese. I hope it's Chinese unless I'm horribly wrong. So there's not much you can tell actually from looking at this. So even when you open it, you can tell it's not really in its best. It looks, if anything, it looks like a pirated thing. But so yeah, all the episodes of the seasons of the show is in here actually, and it's actually has English subtitles. So that's not bad, even though it doesn't say it. So it's not bad. The quality itself also isn't bad either. Actually, when I first stopped by it, I'm like, hey, I think it's a Chinese drama. So I really wasn't that interested in it until I actually decided to look up into it. One of the oldest dramas that do exist, actually, and also it's one of the most famous ones that went outside of South Korea. If I remember correctly, I think it's the 7th most grossing drama that made its way to Japan. I think according to Han Cinema. Wait a minute, let me look this up. I know, just looking at this right now. Stairway to Heaven was... Yes, it was actually the... Wait. Yeah, 7th or 3rd, if I remember right. I keep getting confused with the other one that I'm going to talk about. So yeah, so this was a very interesting little piece, I think, of K-drama that I found. So yeah, just by looking at it, it does look pirated, but it isn't. I think it's just because of the distribution that gave this away. So I'm gonna guess this actually made its way from China. So I'm guessing a Chinese student maybe brought this over and watched it, and then I guess either forgot about it and left it in their dorm when they left. So at least, I mean, not bad DVD. I do suggest to watch it if you want to know how old dramas were back in the day. Back in the early 2000s, as they've really changed a lot over the past years. So yeah. So anyways, that's that one. And then I'll talk about the last thing I found. So the last one is this one. It's All In. The K-drama All In. This one's also looks almost exactly the same. Only it looks a little better than Stairway to Heaven. Mostly because if you look at in the back, actually not only does it have it written in Chinese, it's also written in English. It gives here a brief synopsis of it. Stars Song Hye-kyo, if you remember from Descendants of the Sun, Lee Byung-hun, who played the Terminator and Terminator Genesis, and also did that funny parody of Rush Hour 4. So yeah, so I mean, it doesn't look bad. Even here it tells you that it's actually NSTC, so this actually came from the United States, oddly enough, even though it's written in Chinese. And it does, right, if you look down here, it actually gives the distribution company was Tai-Seng Entertainment. Apparently made its way from San Francisco. So this is actually an official thing. A little beat up. You can see it's kind of taken out right there. You even look at the inside, all the discs are in there. And actually all these discs are at least different. All of them having a different main character, the next disc. Unlike Stairway to Heaven, which has the same character both over and over again. It has a different DVD number here. The quality of it, very good as well. Nothing wrong with it. You can watch this. It has Mandarin, Cantonese, Korean dub, and it has simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese, and English subtitles. So it's not that bad. So yeah, so there's also a very old drama. I think this is the same thing with Stairway to Heaven. I forget if it was the 3rd or 7th best grossing K-drama of all time in Japan. I should have really looked that up. Let me see. I think I still have the page pulled up, and this one is Stairway to Heaven placed 3rd. So this one placed 7th actually. So this is actually the 7th, while Stairway to Heaven is the 3rd best grossing one. Of course, none of them have ever beaten Winter Sonata is the highest grossing one. Also the thing that started the Korean wave to travel outside of Korea. Like I said, so yeah, this is an interesting drama as well. I've heard a lot of good things about this. Same thing as Stairway to Heaven. So both good dramas. And both actually, apparently, I look at the dates, showed up on the same day. So I'm going to guess both these were owned by the same student. Both showed up on July 13th. I bought this maybe about a month ago. So they were there for a while. It was interesting finds when I found them, because mostly I did not expect to find anything there. But it piqued my interest just because I recognized Lee Byung-hun. When I saw his face, I'm like, there's no way this could be a K-drama. That's why I started reading it, and I looked at, okay, there's actually English words here that I can actually understand. And I'm like, oh, okay. This one seems a lot, if anything, this one's a lot more interesting for me, even though this one's more popular. But it just all depends on what your taste in K-dramas are. So yeah, so not bad. So yeah, so this is the 4 things I was able to get. So I think not bad, especially for the prices. This thing only cost me like $3. If you ever go to Koreatown and try to get like official DVDs of these dramas, they go for maybe like $80. But mostly I think they go for $80. Well, it's mostly because they're all like considered special edition, where they have like a bunch of like postcards or photo cards in them, and some other interesting facts. Also because they're all like pure Korean. Since I never was one to care about like special editions. To me, as long as I have the DVD itself and the quality is good, watching it, and then to me it's all good. So the fact of spending, and especially since these ones are all already from the early 2000s, and this is back in the late 90s, they're very hard to come by, especially even if you go to yesasia.com, mostly where I buy most of my K-pop stuff online. They don't sell these anymore. And in Koreatown, I haven't been able to find any old dramas out there, or old CDs for that matter. It's very hard. Music Plaza and Koreatown used to sell cassettes of K-pop albums, but I think they got rid of it recently, because I went there this summer for KCON just to visit to see if there's anything new I can buy. Unfortunately, I was looking, they didn't have any more cassettes anymore. So yeah, so that was a shame. But anyways, yeah, so if you live like in Southern California, even Northern California for that matter, where there is maybe a huge Korean community, I do suggest you hit up your local Goodwill, Salvation Armies, or any secondhand store, and you might be able to find like something K-pop related there. It's always interesting to look at what they donate or what they leave behind. Also, you get to see like the different tastes of what they like. Sometimes their taste and what they think are good genres are different from ours. So I find it interesting to find these ones, especially because they're old. So it means the person must have liked these ones, must like older K-dramas than the newer ones. I'm not sure, or maybe because the newer ones are more easily watchable because of Viki and Drama Fever. And these old ones are very hard to find sometimes. Sometimes when I want to watch them in old dramas, I can't find them on Drama Fever or Viki. So it's always good to have like actual physical copies of them, even though the case itself is questionable. You might think it's fake just by looking at it. But I mean, it's all good. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. If it kind of bothers you, then I guess I suggest you don't buy them. But most of the people that go to secondhand stuff just go to see if they can find any rare stuff, any uncommon stuff, which is exactly why I go. Sometimes I'll find rare games, or some just random stuff that I need. So yeah, so hit up your local secondhand stores, and who knows, maybe you'll find some of these. Hopefully for my next adventure, to see if I can find more K-pop related stuff, I plan to go to Amoeba Music down in Hollywood, in Los Angeles, to see maybe if they sell any old or used K-pop albums. One of my friends from work recommended me to go down there, since they say sometimes you can find hard to find CDs there and for cheap prices. And I was like, maybe, who knows, maybe I can find some old K-pop albums or even dramas to sell DVDs as well, I think. And maybe I'll find something out there that would be interesting. So anyways, that's all I had to say about this. I'll eventually make a video to let you guys know what I think about this. I probably should make a video how my experience was with taking Korean class out of college, and tell you guys if it was good or bad. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like or don't like this video, put a thumbs up, put a thumbs down, comments, tell me if I'm good or not, or if you think I should quit or something like that. I'll read them all. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.